It's time to take a short break. Stand up, stretch and hydrate. Welcome back. Let's get to it.
All right, welcome in, folks. Happy Wednesday. I hope we're all doing well. Getting some music going here. Today we're going to mix it up a little bit. Actually, a group I found through Andy. I figured this would be nice to just chill and vibe with today while we do some painting. So welcome in. I hope you guys are all having a good day. Been a good week. Thanks for being here, kicking the stream off with me today. If you're watching the VOD, of course, sit back, relax, put on whatever music you so choose, and enjoy. We're going to be listening to a group out of the UK called OMA. They do instrumental covers of classic hip-hop songs. It's pretty great stuff. So we're going to be vibing out with that today. So enjoy. What's on the docket today? Well, we're going to be painting rocks. And also, we're going to be painting some rocks. Painting some rocks. A little bit of dry brushing of some grays and whatnot over those pebbles. I did go over this with multiple coats last night with a spray adhesive. It's pretty rock solid. And then, of course, the final step, we'll go over that with a finishing coat of black and a nice matte varnish. Probably matte varnish. I don't think I'll use a gloss on the black of the base, but we'll make that determination when we get there. So a few little touches on the base today, but then we're moving on to the Jerboa. We're going to get some of our base washes done on the Jerboa and see where we can go from there. But at the very least, I'd like to knock those out today, and then tomorrow we can get right into some more painting on the Jerboa. I've done some brainstorming, I've done some referencing, I've done quite a lot of things, quite honestly, in the last 12 hours. But let's move on over here. Let's get the old gloves on. I also think we're going to delay I was thinking about going in with a little bit of ISO and water diluted paint and dropping it across just to create some staining, some weathering, and all of that. But I think I'm going to wait till next week. And over the weekend, I think what I'm going to do is go get some pastels. And next week, we'll shave down those pastels into some powder and just go in and kind of brush it. You know, that'll give me a little bit more precision, a little bit more control. And we can hit it again with the spray before it's all said and done. It's going to need more adhesive spray anyway once we start adding in some of the foliage and whatnot. Put him on the base last night. Granted, he's like this far off of the ground. Oh my God. With the cactus and everything, I cannot wait till this is all done. I'm very confident right now in saying this is my best piece yet. Really happy with how this is turning out. So, Craft Redux, what's up? Welcome in. Happy Wednesday to you. Hope you're having a good day. Just kind of discussing the plans and what we have in store. We're going to do a little bit more work on this today, but then we're going to move into the Jerboa. Speaking of, look at this guy. Look at this. Get the alcohol out of the way so I don't dump it. Jerboa's in God mode, and look at those eyes, man. God mode Jerboa. He's the lightning god Jerboa. You guys didn't know that some of his friends call him Raiden, you know? Hope you're well. A quick hello and lurk. Still got a busy day here. Hey, Ping Pong, good to see you. And no worries, I certainly appreciate the lurk. Hopefully we have some good vibes in the background here for you today. Having an okay day trying to get my OBS set up. It's complicated. Set up for the first time or trying to recover from something that happened? Craft Redix. I'm curious because I haven't updated. There's a new update for OBS that came out towards the end of last week. I saw that it had the client side encoding, which is going to be officially switching over. If you guys weren't aware, on Twitch, I believe September, streamers will be encoding on their side instead of broadcasting the signal to Twitch that encodes it in their ingest servers. Supposedly it'll be better, but when I saw that in the patch notes for the update on OBS, I was like, skip. I don't need that drama. And I'm sure there's plenty of bugs that they need to work out, so I skipped it. And I'm just curious because I've seen plenty of streams where they've been having some issues, and I have a feeling it has to do with the new OBS update. Set up for the first time for streaming? Yeah, that's right, because you were streaming off the phone, weren't you? That's right. That's right. Yeah, it's a bit of a job at first, but once you get familiar with it and everything, it's pretty straightforward. It really is a great application, especially considering it's free. You know, Rose, welcome in. Happy Wednesday. I hope you're having a good day. So, yeah, I held off on the update because I don't need troubles, man. Fallout's giving me enough. They updated Fallout 76 yesterday, and they fixed some inconsequential bugs and made basically game-breaking bugs. So that's great. Fun times there. Why is it always the updates that fix it or that break the things, you know? But anyway, let's get to it. Oh. I did a thing. I was telling you. So, if you're not aware, if you play Ark, you're probably aware of this, but you can go on the Ark wiki, you can look up a thing called color regions when you're talking about breeding and mutations in the game. And some of those mutations are color regions, right? You can get various colors for your creatures as you breed them through. Well, I got to thinking last night while I'm thinking out the painting process. How are we going to color code this guy, right? popped in my mind, dude, color regions. So I pulled up the wiki. Left side of this paper, we've got region 1, region 2, which is the stripes, region 3. Everything in red is that region, see? Then I went through, picked out our paints. This is going to be our base for region 1, and then it's going to be our absolute for region 2. Okay? We'll probably mix this with a dab of black for the base wash. Because what I plan to do is hit it with a base wash that's darker, and then go over it with this color, and then we give it a nice dry brushing with our base, right? So this is our base 1 and 2. This is our base gray, and this is our light shade right here. I'm freaking smart. Play 76 every day-ish? Yeah, dude, we do too. Menchie and I have been hooked on it. Holiday Scorched as a daily, rude. Is it really? Oh, yeah. 10 Holiday Scorched yesterday. We went into a private server to get that because trying to find it in a public server was frustrating. When do you think you'll start on that paint? On the Jerboa? That's going to be today. We're going to start on our base washes today after we hit the little pebbles here with a nice little brushing of some grays, just to kind of pop them out a bit. So I'm going to set that aside for now. In fact, I don't even need these set like that right now. We'll just put these over here. All right. So we're going to be doing a little bit of brushing on the stones. We're going to use... Is this the one? No. I'm going to hit it with this. I always forget about private server. Yeah. Dude, I don't know if you played last night, but it's so broken right now. Like when you open the map, it diverts to the top left corner of the map every single time. Menchie and I were in a team. It didn't show her base, and it didn't show her, and it did that to her for me. It doesn't show players on the map. It doesn't show quest objectives on the map. It's basically... It's awful. It's quite frankly unacceptable, but here we are. Like, you have a private test server, a public test server. What are you doing? I think I server jumped like 8 times to hit that daily. Yeah, there's a problem with the holiday Scorch 2 not spawning properly, not dropping holiday gifts like they should. Same for me, all that. I did a hard reset on the 1X, no help. Yep, same. And we play on PC. It's crazy because it's across the board. And you know what's weird? Apparently, if you're playing in a private server, none of those issues appear. What? What? This game has been out for how many years, Bethesda? What are you doing? Oh, by the way. So I already told you we're going to incorporate a little bit of this, right? On the base. I have these. I feel like a couple of these might be good. What do we think? Just like, you know, just a couple few. I feel like that would be good. In the end, I was able to hit 6 of them at Morgan Airport. Yeah. We went to Morgan Airport. We did the event. That's right there where you call in the supply drop. And I think we went over into someplace by Dolly Sods. These are little dried, they're actually little dry wheat bushes for train sets and stuff, you know? But I figured, like, you know, a little tuft of dried foliage. I think that might work. We might throw a couple of these on there before it's all said and done. Let's go back to overhead. I need a paper towel. And get that brush all ready to go. Yeah, do you mind if I ask what your camera setup is? Absolutely not. I've got a Brio that you're looking at right now, and my old C920 right here. And essentially, I've got two clamp mounts. I'm not even using the mount on the boom arm, but there's a boom arm connected to my desk, and then my work table sits off to the side there. And then the boom arm comes out over, and I've got a clamp mount holding the Brio a little bit further out, and I've got a clamp mount off the arm that kind of comes down for the C920. And then my mic is on a separate boom arm that kind of rests in between the two cameras. And it works because then when I need to like move over to my computer, you know, like so, I can just swivel my boom arm over and I'm still talking to you guys like seamlessly. And I'm, you know, sitting at my desk like so. I made a pretty decent setup for the room I'm working with here. Eventually, I'd like to have a better space, but I can't complain. It's a pretty nice setup here for working on things. Just more room would be nice, you know. The typical things when it comes to hobby stuff, right? Always need more room, always need more equipment, always need more supplies. Are your cameras all set up wired? Yes, they are both USB cameras. I have a DSLR. I use that. I'm still learning it, to be quite honest. Hold on 1 second. There we go. Just making some adjustments. I had my music kind of loud on my side. It was a bit distracting. But yeah, they're both USB cameras. I have a DSLR. I'm still very much learning, but I use that for showcases and stuff. I could very well look into a cam link and use the DSLR for streaming also. But that honestly, it sounds like a hassle because then every time I have to do a showcase, I would have to unhook everything and then set it all back up. And it just seems like more work than it's worth for the stream, you know? I'm not one of those rich YouTubers with a fleet of cameras, so. Yeah, that's C9 or my C920. The my DSLR was not cheap, you know, as they never are. So owning multiple of those seems crazy to me. Big issue I'm having today is setting up my cell phone as the main. I have an external web camera that's perfect. Like, here's my face shot, but the latency between what's coming through the phone, what's showing up on OBS is like, oh wow, 8 seconds. Instant until I go live or start recording when it turns to garbage. Have you played with the OBS camera settings? I'm not sure how that works with a cell phone, but you might be able to dial down the resolution to on the camera. Like if it's trying to do a 420 image or a 420 420. Can you tell what's on my mind, chat? Subconsciously even. If it's trying to stream at 4K, that can cause some issues sometimes. And most cell phone cameras are, I don't know, you know, what phone you're using, but you know, a lot of times it's standard. They're trying to use a 4K signal. It could also just be network latency at to some extent. Hard to say. But I will say this, the Brio, it's an okay camera for a webcam. It's a 4K camera, okay? Am I super happy with it? Absolutely not. It's Logitech. I'll never be super happy with anything Logitech does because they fail on the software front most often. I have corrected it, but I was having some issues where the camera wanted to adjust exposure for no apparent reason, even though everything was turned to manual. Not sure what that was about, but I got that sorted somehow. The C920, however, like this is an old camera, man. This is like a standard streamer camera. It's 1080p, 30 FPS max. But like you can get these for like 60 bucks or less, like 50, 60 bucks. And it's a solid camera, especially for starting out. You know what I mean? Yeah, 420. The subconscious taking over here today. I'm using Prism lens. Once I'm done calming down for my latest rage disappointment, I'm gonna try. Yeah, dude, I know how that goes. I know how that goes. Especially like, okay, so Craft, I don't use a dual setup for these streams, but like for gaming streams, I have a secondary computer that runs the stream. It basically swaps places. The other computer runs the stream, and this computer plays the game. And boy, yeah, the setup for that, rage-inducing sometimes, for sure. And troubleshooting stuff not working because Windows just decided it didn't want to cooperate, you know, that kind of thing. Gonna try the service call Ninja or something to see if it'll go. Apparently, just plug into your phone USB into the computer. Not gonna be an option. Got a great phone, but it's like 4 years old. Not gonna get any love there. Yeah, yeah, I don't know. Andy, have you talked to Andy about what he uses? I think he uses an app called Droid Cam or something like that. Because I know he's got that phone that he uses. I have never tried it because I'll tell you, man, even like when I've used my phone for shooting showcase shots, it like starts popping up saying my phone's getting too hot. And it's like, what? I'm literally just using it for video recording. What do you mean it's getting too hot? But yeah, getting too hot. I need a tad bit of a yellow. Gonna bring out that that nice yellow ochre. When you switched camera angles, that was you selecting a new scene? Yeah. That right there. I have a toggle switch set up on my OBS. So when I press it, it just toggles between the two, or not my OBS, my Stream Deck Mobile, which is running on my iPad. I only use the free version of Stream Deck Mobile right now. I have a physical Stream Deck on my desk, but then I have my tablet mounted over here that has a mobile variant. It's really annoying. I only have an iPad because it was like my best choice to get into, or like most reasonably entry point into digital drawing was the iPad and an Apple Pen, right? That's the only reason I have it. I'm not a fan of Apple products personally. But the Stream Deck app on Android, the Stream Deck app on Android does not have an option for free buttons for some reason. But if you get it on iPad, Spoon! Exactly, spoon indeed. If you get it on iPad, you get 6 free buttons for forever. And you can set up multiple pages. So technically you can have like a lot of buttons. You just have to go through pages, you know. My brother's nickname is Spoon. I had to. It's one of my favorite tools, and also Tick, you know. All right, I think we're going to hit it with a little bit of a darker gray. This one needs opened. Brand new paint. That's loose. That's no good. Thanks for all the info in the raid. Hey, no worries, man. Absolutely. Absolutely. Glad we can come say hi, and I'm more than happy to help with any info where I can, you know. Lots to learn, and I think streaming is one of those things where it's like a constant learning cycle. Welcome in. Happy Wednesday. My bad. What? Wait, what? What's your bad? You're fine. Yeah, Hugh, we're starting off here. I'm just touching up these little stones here now that everything's dry. Just adding a little bit of contrast to them, you know, a little bit of weathering and whatnot. We don't want them to like stand out, but a little bit more paint. But after this, we are going to start doing some washes on the Jerboa, get him ready for some more painting tomorrow. And then we'll probably be setting the base aside until next week. I'm going to go get some, I kind of changed my plan on how we're going to do the weathering after watching some of the train set guys and how they go about doing some weathering on ballasts and whatnot. Previous method I've used is spritzing it down with ISO and then going in with a dropper with some diluted paints. And that works, but I like to have a little bit more control over it, you know? So what I think we're going to do over the weekend, I'm going to get myself a small pack of pastels with the colors I need. And we'll shave those down into a powder. And then I'll just kind of brush it on. Give me a little bit more control over the coloring and all of that. And add in some contrast and weathering into that sand. But we'll wait for that for next week once I have the materials. I said hello instead of using the Downfire. Oh, geez. We can't have that. All the research I've been doing, all the streamers say just go live, so I'm doing it. I'll be trying to figure this shit out forever. Yeah, it really is one of those things, like, it's nice to sit down and kind of learn the basics. You know what I mean? Just learn what you're getting yourself into. But ultimately, you know, you learn by doing and a lot of this stuff. It helps at the very least. And then there's plenty of, thankfully, plenty of people that cover like latest, you know, stream tools and stuff like that on YouTube. And there, those stand out a little bit. I'm happier with that for sure. Okay. How's it going? It's going well, man. It's going well. Been pretty tired the last couple days. It's been rough getting up in the morning, but other than that, pretty good. I blame Monday for cutting into my sleep. You know? You're on YouTube? How am I not following? Fixing that right now. Be right back. Yeah, we've got two channels over there. The FeralMoonTV channel on YouTube is just VODs, and then each project will get its own playlist and everything over there. That way, it's all organized, and the VODs are retained. And that way, anybody that's interested in the process, they can go refer to those videos. And then Feral Moon Designs is the main channel, and that's where I was doing condensed time lapses, but now that we're streaming, you see more of the process. I'm just focusing on showcase videos. Sleep? Who's that? Yeah, right. All right, we're gonna set this aside. Where am I gonna set this? A great question. I guess it's gonna go on my printer for now. Put this back. You know what? I hate wasting stuff, man. Like, I'm not penny pincher or anything by any means. I try to be smart with my money, but I also just hate waste. Where I can avoid it, I try to. That's an awful lot of paint to just toss out, you know? That's a good bit of dry brushing on something right there. Oh, jeez. I hate waste, he says, as he creates needless waste. Just cleaning up my mess. Okay. Just follow Feral Moon Designs. What was the other one? FeralMoonTV is the VOD channel. I'm not very great about keeping current with it, but at least once a week I'll dump all the VODs on there. Hate that I have to use my PC for the stream stuff. Oh, wait. I prefer making chatbots and tools more than being on stream. I can only really handle 1 to 2 hours of sitting at my PC at a time. I don't have a problem with that. I just get into like, sometimes I get anxious. That limits my stream time. Ranted for 10 minutes the other day about wasting paint. I hate it. Yeah. Paint tubes, number one, those bottles are a pain because you want to just get a little bit out and it plops out a whole thing of it. You know what I mean? So that can be difficult, but I try to use less than I need and then just keep adding to it, with the exception of course, when we're in a circumstance where I've mixed a paint and then it's kind of imperative that I don't run out. All right, so washes. We're going to use that cup to hold this cup so it doesn't fall over. Spilling paint is bad. Spilling a wash on carpet is terrible. So $25. Oh yeah, on FeralMoonTV. Yeah. I only just started that with the YouTube or with the Twitch channel this year. I was thinking it'd be kind of a mix, like VODs and some gaming stuff, but it'll probably just be VODs, if I'm being honest. Maybe I'll throw some behind the scenes stuff up there at some point. We'll see. All right, so probably good to start with our lighter wash. And once again, let me go ahead and I'm going to put this over here. I've got my references. So our lighter wash would essentially be hitting this region up in here, which will get some overlap with the dark. I don't think I'm going to light wash this. Any of the fine texture, it's really not necessary. We'll hit that with a base and then dry brush it with a lighter. But down in the fur is specifically where we'll do some washing with the lighter color here, overlap that with the darker color. Lighter wash on the lower parts of the upper arm, the entire belly, and the lower sections of the legs to the fur. Yeah, I think that's a plan. Let's do that. Our light is going to be the 3. And this is, we're only doing a wash here to kind of get down in all the crooks and nannies, right? We'll actually go over it with a base. This is just to kind of help. so we'll start off with an air bubble, apparently. Fluid medium. The less water you add, the better. Adding water to a water-based paint is breaking down some of the chemical bond. Things that I've learned. I need a mixing stick. Gonna work on this OBS nonsense. Great luck on this paint job. I'd be so nervous. I am. I'm feeling a little bit better about it now that I have a plan. I don't think it's going to be as bad as what I was anticipating, but and I will add a little bit of water on our washes, but you know, the more fluid we can make it without adding a bunch of water, the better. But I'll probably do 1 part water and like 2 parts ISO. And get that mixed up. Probably won't even be able to see much of this because of the color of the clay. There's a bit of a contrast there. Hopefully we have enough in here. We don't have a greater area to cover with this, so. OBS can really be fun if you dive into it, Sean. Good luck. Yeah, there's a lot you can do, man. And especially if you incorporate, like, I would recommend definitely getting your feet wet with OBS and learning the ins and outs there. Specifically, I would recommend looking into scene nesting. It's super handy, man. It really is. So scene nesting, get familiar with OBS, and then once you start feeling comfortable with that, man, and you incorporate a bot that has some advanced OBS capability and control, you can really do some cool stuff. Also, Ezra, happy Wednesday, man. Good to see you. And folks, linked in the chat there. If you're not following Ezra, you should fix that. All right, so like I said, this is just a base wash, just to get down into all the nooks and crannies. We're going to start with a light. Then we'll hit them with the darks. We'll see what all we can get into here today, but this is mostly to get us to a point where tomorrow we can really dive into getting a base coat on there. And really get into the painting, you know. We'll go maybe this camera for right now. Yeah, see it's a little bit of a lighter shade, and that's fine. I just want something to get some color down into the nooks and crannies. And then we'll hit it with a base coat on top of this, right? And we need to go all the way up, especially with this lighter color. It doesn't really matter because we'll hit it with the dark and overlap the areas if we go beyond where it should be. We'll just be a bit more mindful with the darker wash. And again, it's just a wash, so at the end of the day, what matters most is the base coat. Why does this sound like Harry Mack? It is. That dude does some crazy freestyles, man. My CPU's been having an aneurysm, so I'm rebooting. So you might check your camera settings. We'll probably see some bits and pieces like that come off. It's really no big deal. Most of that is buried, and some of that just creates a little bit more character in the fur, I suppose. All right, we want to hit the insides of the legs. It's not much of a difference in color, but it is some. It's more of a cream than the clay color is. And again, this way we can get down in between those pieces of fur before we do our base, right? And for the dark, I'm going to use a step darker on the wash than what our base will be. And that'll create a bit more contrast in the fur. Thank you. Thank you. Ren, what's up, man? Happy Wednesday. Yeah, let's get him back on there. Give my hand a break for a minute. Why? Why are you doing that? Okay, there you go. Yeah, it's super subtle, but it's there. So jealous of you cats that get to use bots with your OBS. Wait, you don't get to use bots, Ezram? I thought for sure you did. Random question, but have you ever sculpted a zombie head? And if not, how much do I need to pay to do it? I have not. I've honestly never really. My next adventure like this into realms uncharted for me is a full-on humanoid. I've never done like a person. I take that back. I've never done a person currently. Okay, I have downstairs in the basement, packed away somewhere. Sadly, very broken Duke Nukem bust that I made when I was young. But I would very much like to have a go at a human figure at some point. I just don't know. I don't know when. Let's get the other side of the leg. And lower arms, lower, let's see. Yeah, we need to hit inside the arms. That'll have some overlap. That's not necessary. We'll brush that out here in a minute. We got to get on the inside there as well. I just realized I'm going to need to go get another container of clean water, chat. Because now we're going to have contaminated paint water. We don't want to use that for washes, obviously. Okay. That does it for that portion. We're not going to worry about washing on the toes. That'll just be straight up base coat and dry brush. Anything on the fine hair texture, we'll base coat it and dry brush it. I am going to do probably multiple layers, multiple color dry brushes on certain areas just to kind of give a little bit more color depth. Hopefully, at least that's the idea. Nope, no good bot integration for Max Stream. Ah, that's right, Ezram. That's right, my bad, man. Gonna go, hey, Craft, hey, if you're lurking or otherwise, man, best of luck. And I wish you well on your OBS adventures. If you have any questions, man, feel free to ask too. As far as OBS goes, I'm sure, you know, between Ezram, myself, Andy, I think you're in good hands, you know? It's a great track. This is that OMA band, Ezra. I don't know who suggested it to Andy or whatever, but I'm glad that I found it through Andy's stream. These guys are great. Figured it'd be a nice little change of pace today. Yesterday I was in the mood to put some full on like 90s hip hop on. Chat voted against it, and that's fine. But I figured, you know what? Maybe I can get my fix in without all the expletives, which I don't mind, but I try to keep things as generally appealing as I can. This tune is sick. Yeah. All right, hey Craft, take it easy, man. Take it easy. Don't stress either. One step at a time. And I say that only because I know how easy it is to get stressed with that stuff. They can feel quite overwhelming. Ah! My my paintbrush just launched itself when I was dabbing it. Okay, now we'll finish up this portion of washes. We are, let's see, main color. Where's the light color? Right there. We don't need to do fine texture areas, so we're going to go in here and do a little bit of this. We'll be doing that same kind of thing with the darker wash over top of that.
It's time to take a short break. Stand up, stretch and hydrate.
Not gonna lie, it's not terrible timing. Give us a little bit for this to sit and dry a bit. We're gonna finish this up with a bit of this. Again, just to get into the cracks, we're gonna do a base coat on this and a dry brush in white, so we get a little bit of color contrasting. And then let's go ahead. We got a minute and a half till the ad rolls. So let's go ahead and get a little bit of this swooshed through here. The darker wash is obviously going to show up much more prominently. And that is what we will start after the break. Set this guy aside for now. Get a new cup ready to go. And we'll let him sit facing the fan. Rome wasn't built in a day. You'll continue tweaking OBS to fit changing times of your stream forever. Absolutely. Yeah, that's what I told him. I said streaming is one of those things where it's a constant learning process and adaptation, you know? Always something new. Doesn't have to be finished painted. Yep. Mine is still, you know, we're a few months into this whole thing and it's still very much evolving and will continue, I suspect, with frequent evolutions, at least through the first year, you know. Yeah, see, I can see, like, it's very, very faint. You guys probably can't see it on camera at all. I can vaguely see a contrast there. It kind of lights it, kind of a softer tone to it. We are on ad break. I am going to put the ad break screen up, but I'll still very much be here. And I will see you guys back here in just a moment. I'm going to stand up and stretch a minute. By the way, you guys that were here yesterday, I know we put some liquid polymer clay over the eyes, and I was going to do that method. I don't know if I didn't get enough on the eyes or what, but it was kind of shit. So I scraped it all off, and I'm using sticky tack on the eyes instead. And the fun part of waiting for paint to dry. Yep. This is why I need to get that heat gun, huh? Painting some. Oh, you're painting some too. So you're waiting on paint to dry also. I'm sorry, but no. Next. I'll listen to that song. Also, well, I'll wait until after the ad break. There is a new update on Discord if anyone hasn't seen it. Paint for foam, so I have no idea.
Welcome back. Let's get to it.
Whether I could blast it with the heat gun or not. Thing about the foam in the heat gun doesn't that warp the foam? Isn't that one of the methods used to shape it? I don't know enough to say one way or another though. I've never used the stuff. All right. Oh man.
I heard a tap as of someone
Perfect timing.
rapping at my chamber door.
Perfect timer. Raiders, welcome in. Who's that tapping on my chamber door? Carito Cavari, thank you so much for the raid. Raiders, welcome in. How we doing today? Dragon's Cullen, hello. Good to see you. I hope you're doing well. Happy Wednesday, everybody. And Carito Cavari, thank you so much for the raid. How was stream? What were we working on today? Amori2, thank you so much for the follow. And 18 Vix, thank you as well. I appreciate it. Welcome in, folks. Red Ticket and Aleri. Aleri? I hope I said that right. Thank you both for the follows. Appreciate it. Hello. Hey, I know this Sculpt. Yes, you finished the fur. Yeah, we are just starting painting. My goodness. Fight me, thank you for the follow. Welcome in. I'm sculpting Aloy from Horizon. Oh, very cool. Very cool. Do you have something, do you have some posts on Instagram we can take a look at, Carito? Fur's looking really beautiful. Thank you. Let me switch cameras here. Now, I do have his eyes covered up for painting. We got some sticky tack on there, and we just hit him with a very light wash where the light portions are going to be. Just to kind of get down in all the grooves, we'll put a proper base coat on, but just to help with the fur texture. And next, we're going to be hitting him with a dark wash. Oh, so here, you know what? Carito, do you mind being part of a science experiment real quick? I'm going to try to permit you. I've been having problems with this, so we're going to give it a shot. Make sure I typed your name right. Okay, go ahead and try now. I'm so sorry. Because we've tried with the, there it is. Oh. Man, this stupid bot. Well, hey, I got your link, I think. I'll just pull it up. I'm so sorry about that, Carito. I'm going to have to sort that out. It's through Nightbot, and the permit function does not seem to work. I don't understand why. So I'm just going to pull up your Instagram. She's bad. Wait, nuh-uh. For real? I'm pulling up the Instagram right now and I can't spell, apparently. What is going on? Why can I not pull this up? That should be right. There we go. Thank you, Instagram, for cooperating for a change. Okay, Carito, you're back. Okay, I'm so sorry about that. I'm so sorry. Oh, I gotta have somebody in the community help me test out that command at some point because I do not know why it's not working. It's legitimately like just Nightbot's command, so I don't understand what the deal is. Let's hop over here real quick, folks. I do have Burrito's Instagram pulled up, and I'm gonna post a link in the chat. There we go. Make sure you're dropping a follow. We said science experiment. That's true. That's true. We were in the realm of fairness, right, Ezram? I dare you to try sharing the link one more time. I might try again. I'm stubborn. I can't be held responsible. All right. So working on, my goodness. See, this is the this is what we were just talking about. Grim, I've not done human form, but I very much want to. My goodness. That is phenomenal. You make it look so easy. Now, I'm assuming, so you probably do the base form and then give it a bake, so you're working on a solid base on that? Wow, I've seen this streamer before. You baking parts? Yeah, I very much do too. I love my save points. And sometimes it just really helps. You know, for instance, with the Jerboa, working with the fur, putting that on a solid form was so much easier than trying to work on wet clay. I did a few parts where I was placing fur on the wet clay and it did not go quite as smoothly. Is this bolt? Yeah, Asterion or whatever from, that's incredible. Boop. you boop. You know what? Did that show up you? I might have to add the overlay on this scene. I like that tool. That seems handy. I don't have one quite like that. That is the blending. And this is cosplay too, correct? Your interface is really cool. Thank you, 18 Vix. I appreciate it. I enjoy working on that stuff, you know. It is cosplay. Thank you for your kind words, by the way. Absolutely. Absolutely. Thank you for the raid, and thank you for sharing your art with us. And Carito, let me make sure. Sometimes, you know, things slip through the cracks. Yep, I suspected. I was following you on Instagram. Let me fix that on Twitch. I love finding more sculptors here on Twitch. We were just talking about that yesterday. So many sculpting streams are 3D sculpting, which is fine. You know, we had a whole conversation on that. It's just different. So when I see someone sculpting like we do, I get super excited about it. It's great to meet other sculptors here on the platform. And yeah, this is, oh, you know what? I saw this on my timeline today, as a matter of fact. And I had questions. I'm assuming we're working with a 2-part mold here. One side, 2 sides here. And that looks like a monster clay shell, maybe. And I'm imagine silicone topping there. I've not done any molding and casting myself yet, but I'm very much looking forward to the day that I get the opportunity. Always trying to find sculptors. Yeah, same. I've met a few, and it's always fun meeting more, you know. We need more traditional sculptors on the platform. 2-part mold, and it is monster clay and the silicone rubber. Very nice. Yeah, I very much want to dabble in some molding and casting here soon. I just need to find a project that is a bit more suitable. Do you know Adam Jones? I do not. These are incredible. Like you've got the human form down, and I only aspire to get to this point. Yeah, very, very great work here. Very clean. I love it already. Oh, it's the owl bear. I was going to say, this is from Baldur's Gate, right? Those feathers. I love it. Yeah, these are great. Great work. Folks, again, here's a link in the chat for Carito Kaveri. Be sure you're following. And let me do this as well. Once again, can't type. Let me try that again. And we got a shout out there. Do make sure you're following on Twitch as well. Show some love. Very much appreciate the raid. Again, raiders, welcome in. I will pop over to mine real quick. I'll show you some of the stuff that we've been doing here. And then we'll get back to work on the Jerboa. I'll go ahead and scroll down and show you some of my previous work. It's very much an evolution. I got back into sculpting. I used to sculpt with polymer clay, Sculpey specifically, when I was young. I loved making stuff and submitting it to the fair, you know, the art shows at the fair and stuff. Won some ribbons in my time, you know, kind of a celebrity, big deal. And then I just kind of fell out of it for whatever reason. Life, teenage years, all of that, you know how it goes. And then here it is, as a matter of fact. My partner, Menchie, she saw this little guy on Instagram. It was like a little figure thing, and she really liked it. And I'm like, well, I bet I could make that, because I had just found some of my polymer clay that I had for making stuff with my kiddo over the years. And so I sat down. She loves this thing, and there's some things about it that are really cool, but it's not great. You know, it's fine. It's cute. It's whatever. But this is what got me back into it. towards the end of 2022. And I just started playing around with some leftover Sculpey, just making some odds and ends. I made these little candy corn guys. These were fun. I like sculpting all creepy things too. 18 Vix, yeah, it's cute is definitely out of the realm of the norm here. So the Jerboa is very much not the norm. But it has opened the door to and boosted my confidence to take on some more creepy projects that I was otherwise a little bit intimidated by, like a werewolf, for instance. I do want to start off the year next year by venturing into the realm of dragons. Not every sculpt we do here is going to be something crazy like the Jerboa. We'll do some simple fun stuff too. Just to kind of break up the monotony and give myself a break, and it's nice to be able to complete a project in a couple weeks as opposed to a couple months sometimes. And so we'll kind of flip back and forth. And I also have plans that I want to take on for the holiday season. So after the Jerboa, we're going to keep things a bit minimal as we approach the holiday season. But we'll very much alternate. We'll do a project that's quick and easy. We'll do a project that takes a while, and kind of swap back and forth. Do you know Sinat Bush? I do. He's phenomenal. A really incredible artist, and his dragons and work is just insane. I am not following Sinat's Dragon Skull, and I'm aware he started the class the weekend before last. Mainly because it's very hard for me to commit those times. You know what I mean? Sundays just aren't a great time for me to sit down and work on something. And then every other day, I'm pretty much working on stuff for the stream or on stream. But yeah, Sinat is a great reference for learning. I found myself. It's where I picked up the texture for the fur, and I wanted to give that a go. I just don't feel it for some reason. Yeah, it's just too hard for me to commit that kind of time. I'd love to do it if I could clone myself, you know what I mean? But it's just a time factor more than anything. This was my first YouTube project using old Sculpey. We skipped right over him, huh? Well, I'll show you the fox, my little fox suit skeleton guy. Again, nothing incredible. This was me just reacquainting myself with the clay, Did a big leap on the last sculpt. I really did. It was a huge step forward for me. And we've had a lot of conversations about the importance of stepping out of your comfort zone, and that's exactly why I've surprised myself. This was the second YouTube project. I started the series of sculpting 90s Nicktoons. And I made Ickis. And we've also made Crumb. And our next project after the Jerboa, we finally complete the trio. I'm going to go ahead and make Oblina. I've done my Jack Skellington Santa. This is one of my favorite projects. And when Halloween gets closer, we're going to be doing Jack Skellington again. That's the plan. But I want a traditional, like, Halloween Jack Skellington. My Mandrake plant. This was a fun one. This was a brand new, pristine, what you call it? Plant pot. I'm trying to think of terracotta. It's just terracotta. You have YouTube channel as well? I'd raid there as well. Yeah, let me get you a link. Matter of fact, let's see. Right there. Yeah, that's the main YouTube channel. And that has all my, in the past, what I did was a condensed time lapse and then end it with a showcase. But now that I'm streaming and you can see more of the process than ever, I back up all the VODs on a FeralMoonTV secondary YouTube channel. And then every project gets its own playlist. That way you can see more of the process than ever before. And then for Feral Moon Designs, I'm just doing showcase videos, at least for now, you know. So, but yeah, the Mandrake was a lot of fun. This was a brand new terracotta pot. I aged it up. There's a short on the YouTube channel actually that kind of shows the process of doing that. That was a lot of fun. I love working with various mosses and flock and ballast and stuff like that as well. There's a ballast acting as the dirt base here, and then some flock just to kind of add in some green. That guy was a lot of fun. I spent my time sculpting this and my wands while binging the Harry Potter movies. That was the difference. When I was sculpting for YouTube, I would just watch movies or whatever and sculpt. Now I can't do that, but I instead get great conversations. So, got a new subscriber. Thank you, 18 Vix. I appreciate it. More Chinese dragon. I'm a dragon based on their year's symbols. This is the year of the dragon, so it all fits. Have to get into it soon. Yeah, we were saying dragon sculling. This year would have been a more appropriate year for me to do the dragon, but it's just a time factor, you know. This was the start of Crumb, and here he is, all finished up. He was a good time. A lot of fun with that one. And then I made a hybrid between the Mario Piranha Plants and Audrey 2. From Little Shop of Horrors. I don't know if this actually... Does this show it? Maybe. Maybe not. I thought so. Yeah, there it is. There's music here. That's why it's so fast. It's actually edited to the music, but I'm not going to play it on stream. This guy was a challenge. I had these two separate pieces for the jaws that kind of, when they were skin toned, Sculpey, looked very questionable. And I had to kind of like work on how I was going to put those together. And then, yeah, I'll show you a couple more here real quick. This is inspired by a painting by a surrealist artist. I love the painting. I love this guy's work. And I wanted to bring him to life. So I did. This was a lot of fun. I used static grass for the first time on the base. That was a good time. Yeah, he was a lot of fun. And this was all before I started using cosplay exclusively, which happened with the Jerboa. Take everything as a challenge, the only way to grow. Absolutely. Absolutely. And there's no greater satisfaction than walking away learning something and having fun in the process, I feel. Jones is a guitarist for Tool. Oh, okay. He's also a sculptor. I did not know that. He worked on Edward Scissorhands, Jurassic Park, etc. That's awesome, Hugh. I had no idea. And I'm a big fan of Tool. So teeth are really well done. Thank you, 18 Vix. Yeah, those teeth were done with translucent Sculpey. Works real well for teeth. That's my old setup for filming YouTube. That's not. And then I'll just show you, let's see, do I have a completed look at that guy? This is my little Korok on a rocket. Unfortunately, I don't think. Well, there's everything before painting and assembly. Yeah, I don't have a good photo, do I? Well, you can kind of see down here, there's a rocket plume and some smoke. There's a base with static grass on there and a little mushroom, helium shroom. Is that guy talking in the music? Yeah, okay. But yeah, that's what we get up to here. This was my most recent sculpt before the Jerboa. My creepy candle. These guys are real fun. I enjoy making the candles. And then this was the Jerboa on day 1, where he looked like a deranged Charmander of some kind. That video is really fun. My Korok video for the... But yeah, and then it's just a long process of Jerboa here. So yeah, thank you guys for the raid. Apologies for the long-winded explanation and showcasing there. Just kind of having fun with it myself, I guess. But we'll pop back over here. Check his movies. You'll be surprised. I'll have to do that, Hugh. That's awesome. Yeah, I've been a fan of the band for years, so I'm kind of ashamed to admit the only people I'm real familiar with, of course, is Maynard and the drummer. Love seeing it. Well, I'm glad. Your work is really good. Thank you, 18 Vix. I appreciate it. It's a constant evolution, like all of ours, you know. Just learning as I go. And one of the things that I'm trying to improve on is my painting. You know, as you guys saw, it's serviceable, but I'd like it to be better, you know. But what we're doing today, we already hit him with a nice light wash. I basically, if you're familiar with this is a Jerboa from the game Ark Survival Evolved or Ascended, whichever. His eyes are covered in sticky tack to protect from paint, so he's in God mode right now. But I had an idea last night on how to go about painting this guy. If you're familiar with the game, you know you can breed creatures and you can get mutations in color and stuff like that. And if you look it up on the wiki, it breaks every creature down into color regions. So I was like, well, that's perfect. So I went through, got the color regions on the Jerboa and assigned our paints to those particular regions. And today we're getting a wash done to start our base, just to kind of get down in all the little nooks and crannies of the fur. So this is our base undercoat. And to do the wash, to start that off, I'm going to go a shade darker even. So we're going to add a little bit of black, get a wash going, and go over all of these areas, except for the fine fur, because we don't need a wash there. That'll be base coat and dry brush. But as far as the long fur goes, we're going to hit that with a wash today and get it prepped and ready for base coats tomorrow. It seems like a good plan of attack to me. Love those transition effects. Thank you. I can't take credit for making that transition. I saw it. It was perfect, and I purchased it. But the rest, I've pretty much put together on my own. He's a bit of an enigma. Painty time. Yep. We're going to get back to it. I got black paint here. We'll add a dab of that to our base color. We decide, oh, this is not opened either. So let me get the knife. We decided that there's a lot of color variation in the Jerboas in the game. And we decided that instead of going with like a beige, you know, beige and brown color theme, given that, I'll show you his base here in a second, it's set aside. But given the coloring of the base that he's going on, we decided to go with a gray theme, like a dark gray and lighter gray theme, just to kind of make him pop out from the base. Not so much beige, not so much tans and browns. And the base is still very much a work in progress. But let me throw this away and I'll grab it and show you. That's what we've gotten done so far. Let's see, we'll put it this way. This is how he'd stand on it. There's his mounting holes. And then I have a cactus that will be fit into here. I'm going to use some gray moss, kind of stringing out around the base of the cactus. We're going to incorporate a wee bit of this foliage. Then I might throw a couple of these on there as well. And then over the weekend, I'm going to go get myself some pastels. So next week we can shave those down into powder and do a little bit of brush weathering into the sand so it's not all one color that looks like cornmeal. But yesterday we did this. We added the sand. I've added multiple layers of the spray adhesive. And then final step on this will be our final black coat along the base here. A varnish, and then adding felt to the bottom. So, yep, that's the base thus far. And as you can see, this is why I wanted to get away from the beiges and browns for his coloration. I saw a photo of your setup on another Discord. I think Andy Mechas. Yeah, probably. Very nice workspace. Thank you. Yeah, it's the only complaint I have is I need more space. And because I'm on carpet, there's a bit of a wobble, you know, like on my desk right here. But that's why my camera is mounted on the desk and not my work table. But there's still a little bit of bounce because carpet. But it could be worse. It definitely works. We'll be using mostly the base on the wash. I'm going to make sure we have enough here because we got to cover more surface on this wash than the last. I'm going to add 1 dab of black into this. Hopefully. And some flow medium, so we're not adding a bunch of water. We'll add some water, but I like to keep that to a minimum. I don't know how true it is, but all the information that I've read suggests that using too much water to dilute your acrylic paint, being that it's water-based, it's weakening the chemical bond compounds. And I figure if I can avoid... Oh, you know what we needed that I hadn't gotten yet? I need some clean water, so I'll be right back. Just 1 second. Gotta step across the hall. Okay. But there it is. Blending into my desk. I didn't even see it. And then this is just ISO. this was a wipe away wash, I like to add like a little dab of dish soap in there. But we're not wiping this away, so not too worried about it. We just needed to kind of fill those voids. This is a good song too. All right. Where's my brush? We'll use the bigger one for the back and whatnot. And basically, we'll just start brushing over the whole thing, at least where the dark areas are going to be. I'm going to stop at the top of the leg for right now. And then after we're done with this, I'm going to get my little handheld LED, my photo LED that you guys have seen me using lately. I've got 2-point lighting, which works great for most things, but sometimes it creates a little bit of a glare that's hard to see. So I like to kind of use my little handheld light to make sure I'm not missing any spots. Wait, how is this almost dead? It's been plugged in. How long did it take you to set up the stream? So I started streaming at the very beginning of February, okay? But it was a very rough start. Like I started streaming games because I had every intention to move this direction, but I wanted to get things set up and operating and get comfortable with it, and then work my way into getting things set up proper for, there goes my light, for these kind of streams. So I did that a little bit here and there for a couple months as I was working to get things set up here. And then let's see, we've been working on this guy for almost 2 months worth of streams. 30 days of sculpting, and we're on day 3 of painting at this point. It's been an evolution, I'd say, over the last 3 months, really. I'd get like a base setup that I was happy with, you know what I mean? And then I'd modify it and tweak it some until we got to where we're at here. Setup's really crisp looking. Thank you. That means a lot to me. It really does, because I put a lot of, I kind of obsess over these things, and it means a lot that people notice. So thank you. I think we all, I mean, most people are kind of aware that there's a lot of work that goes into streaming at this point, you know. There's a lot of work that goes unseen, you know, for all of us that stream. A lot of work behind the scenes, a lot of time put in that that gets no time in the spotlight, you know what I mean? Ezram knows. We were just talking about all the things with OBS. And here you don't see the other side of with all the monitors. Wait, what? Like monitors in the background or something? This is going to be dark on his tail here. Take that back. There's some grooves. Let's fill it in. We'll hit it with a proper base tomorrow, but we may as well just kind of brush over it real quick with this wash, because there are some deep grooves in some of the blend areas. Looks great indeed. I thought I was going to improve my stream with time, but I haven't had the time. Yeah, that's the thing. That's the thing. It's always a time factor with projects, with stream work. It's where to find time to do all the things. Totally get it. Of course, it's a matter of planning and doing it. Yeah, and sometimes it's even like no amount of planning can create more time, you know? Okay. Back of his head. This was the way to do it, guys, for sure. Like the way the wash is just getting down in, this is making this not a problem at all. And then it's also going to give us the ability to do a bit more depth in the fur coloring, I think. Because like I said, this is darker than what our true base coat's going to be. So what we'll do tomorrow, once this is all dried and ready to go, we'll just literally take our actual base color and just minimize what's on the brush and just kind of go over these dark areas, right? And then once that's dry, we'll take one shade lighter and hit it with a very light dry brushing in the direction of the fur. Just kind of go over that and create a bit more of depth in the fur coloring. And we'll repeat that in the opposite on the lighter areas. Behind the scenes. There's a little bit of a spot, but nothing a little bit more paint can't handle. Just brush that out. There will be a bit of contrasting done on the back side of the ears. We'll go, you can hardly see it just because of the tone on the print, if you can see it at all. I actually labeled it 121. So we'll have our base. I actually labeled this wrong. Base color, the lighter color will kind of get a little bit of a streak through here. Then back to base, and then we'll go even darker at the tip. Just for a line on the top of the ear there. Gonna get some food and stretch. Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. Sorry. Should have said, like, by no means feel obligated to stick around. I know how it goes. Typically when I end stream, when I raid out, I'll obviously stick around and lurk, but for a time there, I need to typically get up and take care of dogs and feed myself. So by all means, do all the things you need to do. Burrito, your community is in good hands here, and I definitely appreciate the raid. Thank you so much, and I hope you have a great rest of your day or evening or whatever it may be in your parts. And folks, once again, If you're not following Corito, drop a follow, show some love. As you saw when we were looking through Instagram there, fantastic sculptor. Sculptor? Wow, words. I stayed because I wanted to. Well, I appreciate that. Thank you. We starving artists need food. That's the truth. That is the truth. And it's a stream factor too, right? Like, I swear I can eat right before I start streaming, but 30 minutes in, I'm starving, you know? It's just one of those things, I guess. Now, I don't want to overlap that inner hair, or the ear itself. Here in a moment, I'm going to switch to a smaller brush for the face, but I just want to make sure we got all of our coverage here. Sculptress. Hey, that works. That's fun. Sculptress sounds cooler than sculptor. I want to be a sculptress. Just a real rough around the edges here. We're not is going to get overlapped and everything, so. And ooh, that's not the brush I want. That's the brush I want. You got wires in the way. Where you see the wires, if you can see them on camera, those are placeholders. I'll be on the whiskers and the little eyebrow whiskers, whatever you call them. I'll be using a monofilament bead wire. It's clear. But that'll be obviously one of the final steps. So basically I got the wires in there just to make sure the holes don't get filled in with paint. Okay, I really need to look at the reference now, so let's do that. And I think before it's all said and done, I might drop a little bit of this down in the ears just to give it a darker inner ear. We'll go over that once we're painting the ears proper, but This is probably the more difficult section, I would say, just because of the nature of the way the hair is resting, as opposed to being like laying down. It's kind of swooped up. Getting a little spatter on the ears, no big deal. And we want to kind of just go at random on this. It'd be semi.
It's time to take a short break. Stand up, stretch and hydrate.
Is it really, though? Is it really? Don't look into the light, chat. Don't do it. I am going to figure out why this thing isn't charged, though. Let's take a look. Well, it's charging now. Not sure what that was about. What do we got? A minute 41. We'll wait till we get back. Probably just kind of go over, check our spots here. You know what? I might do the dark wash. No, we're not, because the base color will be fine on the feet. Okay, I'm standing up. Yeah, we got about a minute till the ad break goes, and then we'll put the break screen up, and I'm going to stand up and stretch too. When we get back, I'm going to fill in along the top of the brows there and go over my reference and just make sure that we've got, you know, everything covered here for tomorrow. And that mix that we just did, that was peppercorn. Funny enough, this is the same color as my walls in this room. I love this color on the walls. With a dab of black, just to darken it up even more. That's our undercoat wash there. So yeah, we got about 18 seconds till the ad break, folks. Thank you so much for being here. Gonna throw some links to the main YouTube channel, and I didn't mean to do that twice. I'm sorry, and also the Discord. We will go on break screen here for a moment. I'm gonna stand up and stretch, and I'll see you guys after the break. ad in progress. I'll see you guys in just a moment.
I have no idea what I'm doing, but I know I'm doing it really, really well.
I'm sorry, I didn't mean to say that out loud. Yeah, those damn internal dialogues, man. Sometimes they slip out. "47 seconds on the ad break. We'll be right back to it here in no time. I think we are going to go ahead and cover the feet and hands. Why not? You know, it's not going to hurt anything. In fact, we could just do a dry brush on the base, and then that shade lighter, it would add even more depth to it. So maybe we'll do that. That'll give us a bit more stream time today anyway. And we got plenty of wash.
Welcome back. Let's get to it.
Let's do that. All right, so welcome back from the ad break there. Thank you guys for understanding. We do only do one break each hour. Excuse me. I was thinking during break, sitting here looking at this guy, and I think we will go ahead and wash the feet and the hands. The way I look at it is this. That's just one more layer of coloring, right? And if we do the wash, and then dry brush the base, which is a shade lighter, and then dry brush a light, just a tad lighter, that's a whole lot of color depth there. I like the idea of it. So we'll do that. We're also going to make sure, like I said, we have full body coverage, that there's no gray showing through where it shouldn't, you know. I'm going to be standing for some of this, I'm sure, just so I can look down and get a top-down view. And I'm going to grab my little handheld light again. Have that ready. Excuse me. Probably a good thing that it's going to be a bit of a shorter stream today, because my neck has like a crick in my neck, and man, it's starting to get me. Oh, I didn't do the outer edge on that other ear. We need to fix that. Okay, let's do that. And then let's go ahead and get those feet and hands. You know what? I'm going to leave the tips of the toes unpainted on the sides there because it's going to be lighter, and the less, the less we have to go over that, the better. Have you guys, anybody around for the raid yesterday? I'm certainly glad we went over there. Alley fan showed me I've been doing this all wrong. It shouldn't have taken me over 100 hours at all. One downside of 2-point lighting is the shadowing it creates and grooves. That's where this little light comes in handy. This is it's a photo light. You can change the coloring and color temperature, the whole 9 yards. Very handy and relatively cheap. I think I picked it up on Amazon. It is newer brand. But yeah, you got a a camera setup or whatever into photography, and you need a little mobile handy light, highly recommend it. And it's got the camera mount bracket, the whole 9 yards there, so shoe mount. Sorry if I'm out of frame. Just trying to make sure I get in these little grooves and that's not right. All right, this song's kind of annoying, isn't it? We'll have to pick them up. Here in a minute just to get underneath there. All right. The struggle, painting those paws is going to be fun. I'll tell you what. Unload some of that paint. I got a little bit much on there. Nice thing about this step is it doesn't really matter how neat you are, you know. You just need to get your coverage in there, and that's an awful lot of paint. Let's get that off there. What camera are you using for the view that you have right now? The camera that you're looking at, the main camera right now is a C9, or I'm sorry, it's a Logitech Brio. The other one is just a Logitech C920. My goodness, this is going to be difficult to do those paws. I need some pressure to push against to get some of this paint out of my brush. There's a bit too much there. Looks crispy. Yeah, the Brio is a 4K camera. The C920 here is a 1080. That maxes out at 30 FPS. The Brio's 60. It's not a bad camera. I think it's a little bit high priced compared to some other cameras out there, maybe, but I don't know what it is these days. But when I got this one, it was 200. but that's been a couple years here, so. All right. Base coat will brighten those dark areas up a little bit. Let's do a little passing sweep with the light. Where's my... I want to knock that over. Now I got the hiccups. Wonderful. That's what everybody needs while they're streaming, right? Hiccups. Also, one of the benefits of having gray clay for this, if anything does show through, who would know? It's supposed to be like that. And by the time we're done, even if there was anything showing through, you wouldn't be able to tell because it should just kind of blend into everything else. But of course, we want to try our best to get everything covered. And again, this is going to be the toughest spot right in here. Logitech, great products. Yeah, I like their products. Like their hardware is always great. It's their software that I always have an issue with. Although, now that I've got that, I downloaded Logitune for the camera controls because I kept having issues with the cameras. I have everything set to manual, right? Like exposure, focus, all that stuff. And it was like adjusting itself on the fly. We're like, what the heck? So I downloaded Logitune. I finally caved in and downloaded that. Set it through there, and so far it's been good. Maybe they've changed their ways. All right, I'm gonna do that on the other side before I forget, just to make sure. Got coloration in there. Okay, and now I get a little bit more on my brush. I'm gonna run the brush down inside his ear. As much as I can anyway. Just to fill that in, and then we'll go over that when we start doing ear color and all of that good stuff. So hopefully this will give us a little bit of shading effect. And we'll stop it right at that little There's the alarm. I gotta give the dog her meds real quick. Ah. Okay. Let me step away for just a moment, like 2 minutes, as I knock everything off my desk. Clearly, durable light also, as many times as I've knocked this off my desk in the last couple days. Yeah, give me just a moment. I'm gonna go give the dog her meds. It'll take me like a minute. And Logitech Reach Cam might be a good one. I have not seen that. You know, in the future, like if I decide I'm comfortable with the idea of showing myself on camera and I get a different workspace, I'd love to have one of those cameras that follow me. But that's neither here nor there right now. Certainly not necessary. But yeah, let me give the dog her meds real quick, and we'll continue just to make sure we've got our bases covered here. But we are getting close to an end point here today. Let him dry all nice and proper, and then we'll be back to painting tomorrow. But like I said, give me just a moment. I'll go give the dog her meds, and I will be back in just a moment. All right, all set there. Let me get that light back out. I'm gonna hit it a few places here, like I said, and just make sure we got coverage. In the meantime, let's chat. You guys may have noticed there is a new bulletin in the Discord under the channel announcements or whatever. We talked about it a little bit on stream. I hate to like steal an idea, but it's a good idea and it's not about me, it's about you guys. But I was watching, I've watched Doomfruit, like his stream a lot. And at the end of each week, he does an art show. And I think that's fantastic that he does that. where they showcase submissions from the community. And I talked about how I would very much like to do that. Obviously, we're a very small community, just getting things started here. So what I was thinking was, what if at the end of each month, on the last Thursday stream of each month, starting next month, we take some time before the end of stream and factor it in. We put the work aside and we take a look at what everybody's been working on for the month. And those submissions can be posted in the community showcase channel on Discord. Please keep it safe for work with the nature of the stream, you know. A lot of folks like to lurk and watch from work, and we want to make it a feasible stream to do so. So nothing non-safe for work. And please, work in progress is fine, but keep it to where there's at least enough progress to showcase. No idea, project ideas or concepts, Make sure there's something tangible to show off, because that's what it's all about. There's instructions and whatever guidelines pinned in the community showcase channel, so be sure to check those. But yeah, starting at the last Thursday of next month, we'll kick that off. Hopefully, we get enough submissions and make that a monthly thing. But I think it's about time for us to find somebody to go say hello to. Only a 2.5 hour stream today, but you know what? We got a good amount done. We'll let this guy dry nice and proper overnight. And then we'll come in and start working on base coats. And go from there. Because I think we've got all the coverage we need here. There's a spot right there, though. Those ears, man. That's the struggle spot right there. Making sure all that's filled in. I'll check the other one just to be sure. All right. Plus, I'm getting pretty hungry for some reason. Oh, I missed a whole ass part of his foot over here. Okay. I think we're good, but I'm gonna, oh God, every time I say that, I swear to God. There we go. I found my method of finding issues. Just say I think it's good, and immediately I'll see something wrong. All right. We should be good now. All right. That is where we will call it for today. Tomorrow, like I said, we'll go in with, we'll start with our bases. And see how far along we can get. I think we made some good progress in a short amount of time today. Also, the light's about to die, so I will make sure I get that on the charger.
Spoon!
Indeed. Indeed. I'll clean up things a bit. And then we'll take a look and see who we can go say hello to. Rose, can we expect to see your cosplay project in next month's showcase? Yes? Excellent. That'd be great. Yeah, I mean, the way I look at it, look, like you guys are here hanging out. You're watching what I'm working on every day. I want to see what you guys are working on too, you know? And I put in there, you know, make sure when you guys are sharing stuff. Let me wipe this off here. When you guys are sharing stuff in the showcase channel, give us some info. Let us know what the background is on the project, if there is one, or motivations, materials used. Give us a little insight into what you're doing. And by all means, if there's socials that members of the community can follow your progress and show support, post those in there as well. I do try to put them in the little angle brackets though. When you post a link in Discord, if you enclose it in brackets, it keeps all that crap that gets posted underneath the social images and such. But yeah, that way, you know, you guys can share and find out where you can follow along with progress on these projects and support one another, I think that's a great idea, which is why I want to implement it on the channel. All right, we are set to go. Look at that. He's got color on him. What do we think? You know, obviously this is a bit lighter and this is a bit darker. And there will be a little bit of blending in between. But I think that's a good start. And I'm really glad we went with the dark gray. Once we lighten this down, it's really going to stand out when we go in with some liner around the eyes with the black. That's going to make those eyes pop, man. I cannot wait to see this guy painted and get the sticky tack off his eyes and see it all come together. Get those whiskers in place. It's gonna be nice. Once again, waiting on paint to dry. Yep, same. We could probably continue on today, but I don't want to get too involved in base coats and stuff. Plus, I'm hungry. Plus, Andy's going to start streaming here before long, and you know, we'll make it a little bit of a shorter stream today, and then pick up with it tomorrow. But yeah, super excited to be getting some color on this guy. Look at that, man. That's going to be nice. Anyway, let's get these gloves off. And let's hop over here. Let's take a look. Andy's probably not live yet, huh? He hasn't even posted yet. I guess we're not going to be raiding Andy today, chat. Thanks for the stream today, good sir. Hey, Grin, thanks for being here, man. Thanks for being here. And folks, show some love to Grin. Drop a follow, check out his stream. Let's see. Let me, helps if I pull up Twitch and actually see who's live. Ah! What is this? There's some weird shit happening on the homepage. Just go away. Who's, you know what? Let's see. Artwork by Andy is live. How long has he been live, though? Where'd he go? Where did he go? Oh, maybe he's not live. Oh, there he is. Okay, so he's only been live for 52 minutes. What's he working on today? Guys, you want to see some incredible airbrushing? Holy shit. You should see the PC busted out over the weekend. My God. Like, in a couple days, he like, yeah, here's another great piece of work, and also on the front of a semi. We got an ad, of course. Upping my flame game. Oh, is he doing some flames? I think he's doing some flames. Well, how about We go say hello to him. Does that sound good? Let's do that. Let's do that. Hop over here just a second. Real quick, gonna throw some links at you one more time. Linked in the chat, that is the main YouTube channel. That's the best place to find showcases, actually, for all of our projects once they're completed. And you can see all my past projects with condensed time lapses and showcases at the end. All current and future projects that we do on stream will just get a showcase on the YouTube channel because you can see more of the process than ever before, simply by watching the VODs, which will have their own playlist on the FeralMoonTV YouTube channel. You can also join the Discord. That's the best place for all the latest updates on the channel, the stream, any modifications to the schedule. We talk about upcoming projects. You can share your work in there and let us know when you're going live or posting new videos. And like I said, starting next month, submit your work in the community spotlight or community showcase channel. And we'll be showing that art on the last Thursday stream of each month. So we'd love to see you there. Hope to see you there. And let's hop over. I've got some thank yous to say. We'll get the raid calls out and go say hello to Artwork by Andy. Here we go. First and foremost, got a long list of thank yous here today, man. We had some offline follows yesterday after the stream. Miss J Squared, Bowdy Bobby Piper, Miss Josie, Brush for Hire. Thank you all so much for those follows. Very much appreciated. Amori, 18 Vix, Red Ticket, O'Leary, Bite Me. Thank you all for the follows. Thank you all so much. And a big thank you to Carito Caveri for the raid today. Thank you so much. I hope you guys enjoyed, and I hope to see you again tomorrow where we'll continue on with more painting on the Jerboa. Big thank you to everybody that's hung out with me today and made this stream as enjoyable as it has been. Everybody hanging out in chat and having wonderful conversations with me each day. Thank you so much for that. Very much appreciated. And lurkers, thank you as well. Lurking is not to be underestimated. It is certainly a huge way of supporting a channel, and I certainly appreciate that. Thank you guys so much. Let me get some raid calls out to you. Non-subs, there you go. You can get that copied and ready to go. And subs. Go ahead and get that one copied. I will do the same. And when we get over to Artwork by Andy's channel, go ahead and throw those in the chat. Make some noise. Give a hearty hello. Guys, thank you so much for a wonderful stream today. A productive one in addition to that. And I'm ready to get to some more painting tomorrow. So I will see you then probably about, right around noon, 1 o'clock p.m. Eastern time. For reference, it is currently 2:23 my time. So I will see you around then. Guys, have a fantastic rest of your Wednesday. If I don't see you tomorrow, have a great Thursday and a wonderful weekend. I will be back at it, of course, after tomorrow on Monday. No streams through the weekend, but we still got one more day to go, and I will see you guys tomorrow. Take care. Have fun. Have a great day. Let's go ahead and get this raid started. Artwork by Andy. And I will see you guys over there. I do encourage you to join me on the raid. Andy's a phenomenal artist, and there's nothing better than meeting other artists here in this community. So thank you guys for that, and I will see you there. Guys, take care. Have a great night. We are preparing for launch, and I will see you at Artwork by Andy's channel. Take care, guys. Have a great night.